55. It's Erica from the Child Care Directors Chair podcast. We are going to start our webinar with AJ from My Kids Day in a couple minutes. So we're going to let everybody just kind of roll on in. We're going to talk about marketing and helping you grow your business and fill those empty seats. We know that this is something that I have been talking with folks throughout the country, and there are some spots that are really, really struggling with this right now. And we were here to help you out. So AJ's going to share the best of what he's got. I'll be happy to chime in because we all know how I am. But we're hoping that this will at least start to have you think about the way that you market your program and all the steps that are involved in marketing your childcare center. So we're going to give everybody about 5 more minutes to come in, but we're going to be live. We're going to be here. We hope you get comfy, get yourself a cup of tea. Maybe you have your pajamas on, since it depends what time zone you're in. But for those of us in New England, you're probably in your PJs at 7 o'clock, and if you're a teacher or work in the field, then you're probably ready for bed. But we're going to keep it exciting and lively, and really, just help you figure out if you're struggling, figure out maybe where you can close some of those gaps, and beyond traditional marketing as well. We could talk about some things that might be interesting and unique, and then think about where you are in that journey. I also thinking about the time of year. For me right now, I'm thinking about summer camp, and I know lots of folks are thinking about summer camp right now. It's depending on where you are, but it's between the next 8 to 10 weeks, depending on when your schools get out. And it's such a great opportunity to start to think about how you're marketing that program. Are you even having a summer camp program? Maybe you're only doing infant, toddler, pre-K, and now you're thinking, maybe I want to open up a school age room that I've been thinking about for a while, and and teasing that out. And that's a great way to do it. As your 5-year-olds start to graduate, you can then just roll them right into your new summer camp program. But that's just one idea off the top of my head. AJ is gonna share lots of things there. So AJ, why don't we let you start with just telling folks a little? We're just about at 7 o'clock. Why don't you just tell folks a little bit about who you are?
Hi, first of all, thank you, Erica, for inviting me to the session today. My name is AJ. I am a co founder of My Kids Day, and I have been part of the Massachusetts Rhode Island family for about 30 years. I've lived on the Mass side of the border, but I've worked in the Rhode Island area for a very long time, including teaching at Johnson and Wales University as part of their MBA faculty. So I have deep ties to this area. Today, we'll be talking about marketing, something which is hopefully near and dear to everyone's heart, because at the end of the day, we are all in this to make money. And so, if we can help if, with the ideas that I'm going to share with all of you, if you can increase your enrollment even by a few kids, that can be a significant difference in your profitability and the amount of money you have left for yourself and for your staff and the professional development of your staff. So, hopefully, coming out of the session today, you would get some ideas on what you can do to increase awareness about your program, bring more families to your for parent tours, and then hopefully sign some of those kids to your program so you can provide amazing care for those kids. That's the plan for today.
Awesome. Great. For those of you who don't know me, and this is your first time tuning in, I'm Erica with the Child Care Directors Chair podcast. We have a podcast that runs Monday through Friday. We talk all things ECE and school age, not one particular thing, but we just talk about all different types of things between leadership, how to grow your center, the day-to-day challenges, which I know all about because I run 3 childcare centers of my own. And so that's what we do here on this channel. We also create some videos. We hope that you like this channel and that you would hit that subscribe button. We have all different types of videos on here to help you with everything from getting through a quality rating system, how to use an Eckers, just it's a plethora of things. So check out the channel while you're here. So AJ, I'm gonna let you go ahead and share your screen. Hopefully that will work. This is my first time live on YouTube, so bear with us.
Okay, I think we are good to go. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Awesome. Okay, so thank you very much, Erica, again for inviting me to share some ideas. As you listen to this and see this presentation, the idea I want you to take away is what are some of these ideas that you can start implementing in your business starting tomorrow? And hopefully, so many of the ideas that I'm going to share here don't cost anything. They are totally free. So you can start using as many of those ideas immediately as you want. But there's a lot of content here. I want you to try to focus on two, three, four things that you can do immediately. And then once you've done those and are seeing the results from those, look up this podcast again. As Erica said, this is going to be available for future viewing as well. So thank you very much for that public service, Erica.
Sure.
So feel free to come back and revisit the video and say, okay, now that I've implemented the first three or four ideas, let me find more gems and try to do those as well for my business. So this is really a resource for you, thanks to Erica. Okay, so let's get started. The area of focus today is effective social media marketing strategies that would hopefully help you build enrollment for your program. Starting with some introductions, as I said, my name is AJ, and I'm a former faculty member, professor at Johnson Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm also a speaker, trainer, consultant on all aspects of technology, especially as they relate to childcare. I'm also the founder of this amazing ed tech company called My Kids Day, and we'll learn a little bit more about that. So, the agenda for today, uh, probably the most important thing you would learn from the session today is this concept called free agent parent. Who are they, and why should you care, and how can you use that knowledge to improve the return on investment for your marketing dollars? And then we'll talk about how you can use different media channels, digital channels, to improve the enrollment at your program. Just in terms of a quick introduction about My Kids Day. So My Kids Day is a premier provider of parent communication, attendance tracking, messaging, parent invoicing, payment tracking, expense management, and center management system for early care, daycares, home cares, and preschools. All the stuff that you have to do but don't enjoy doing can be automated to a very large extent by using My Kids Day. We are currently have about 55,000 users using the system on a daily basis. We are based in Boston area. Some other features that are very popular, enrollment management. So hopefully, as a result of a lot of the activity that you will learn about today, you would get a lot of interest. And so how to manage all of that enrollment and also wait lists, electronic forms, policies, staff scheduling, incident management, incident reporting, tax reports, both for your own expenses, so you can reduce your taxable income as much as possible, as well as the W-10 reports that you are required to provide to the parents, so they can deduct their childcare expenses up to $5,000 from their taxable income. And for those of you who may be participating in food programs and subsidies like CACFP, there's a lot of reporting available in My Kids Day for that as well. Another thing that parents really love is getting pictures, videos, etc. from you about their kids' activities, etc. And there's unlimited uploads of those available through the MyKidsA platform as well. And because we appreciate the childcare directors organization, we are also offering a discounted program for CCDC, which is only $15 per classroom for all the features that are available in our system. So, something for you to keep in mind. If and when you call us, please do mention that you heard about us from about through CCDC, so we can give you the promotional pricing. Um, and this is what the director dashboard look like. So this is basically the admin side. So here we see the dashboard that the teachers use to interact with My Kids Day, and this is what the directors are able to use. And again, this provides features like facility, families, portfolio, daily sheets, health checks, reports, attendance, waitlist management, staff and scheduling, your financial management, including invoicing parents, receiving payments from parents, and your own expense management. Okay, so now reverting to our previously scheduled programming, marketing to families. The first thing you need to understand about marketing is you have to start with your customer. Who is the customer that you're trying to market to? And I generally refer to this as the TikTok generation. That's who you are marketing to. And the cool thing about this generation is that it is extremely diverse in terms of colors, languages spoken, ethnicities, value systems, and beliefs. But the one unifying factor for this generation is their affinity to technology, and some might even say addiction to technology. And that's no surprise because this generation was raised on internet, email, instant messaging, smartphone technology, etc. So it's no exaggeration to say that this is the most connected and technology dependent population that has ever lived in these United States. So I mentioned this concept called free agent parent. So for any of you who might be sports fans, the concept free agent parent comes from free agency in professional sport. And what that means in professional sport is that's when an athlete is able to pick the team that he or she plays for and what they get paid to do so. Similarly, the free agent parent concept means that these are parents who are truly free to pick a childcare provider. To further that, what this means is that they are free from preconceived notions and truly free to make choices. As an example, let's say I have a daughter. She already goes to one of Erica's childcare programs, and now we have a second daughter. Am I a free agent parent? And the answer is probably no, because chances are my second daughter will go to the same program that my first daughter goes to. So you can market away and you can spend as much money as you want on marketing to me, but I'm not a free agent parent because I already have a commitment to a childcare program. So I'm not going to be really influenced by your marketing. So the most important thing that you can take away from this webinar is that the population of all of the parents who are going to be looking for childcare services this year, a very, 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 very small percentage of them can be considered free agent parents. And if you are able to tap into that population and focus all of your marketing on that, then your return on investment is going to be exponentially higher. I am not suggesting that you need to increase your marketing spend. You just need to spend the money focusing on the right parents, which is the free agent parents. Free agent parents, as you can imagine, fall into two categories. The first category is first time parents. They haven't had interaction with, in most cases, haven't had interaction with the childcare industry. And so they don't have my situation where I already have a kid in childcare. And so this is a perfect opportunity for you to win that business and potentially keep that family for the next 5, 10, 15 years. And most childcare programs do a decent enough job of attracting the first time parents. But the second category of free agent parents is relocating families. And generally and traditionally, we haven't done a good job of targeting those. And so, if you, as a childcare program, focuses on the relocating families, you are much more likely to get them interested in your program. So then let's look at it from a parent's perspective. Let's say I'm a free agent parent and I'm looking for a childcare program for my child. How would I go about doing that? Because if you understand their process, you will then be able to interject your program into the process and hopefully win that business for your program. And as you can imagine, as a free agent parent, my search starts here on my smartphone. So as a parent, I'm going to be searching for probably childcare near me, daycare near me, early learning center near me, and that's going to give me millions of results. Right away, I'm probably going to cut my search off at the first 15 or 20 childcare programs. So if you are not in the first 15 or 20 programs, I am probably not even going to look at your program. Because from here on, my challenge as a parent is to reduce that list of 15 to 20 programs to a single program where I'm going to enroll my child. So then I would start doing my online research about these 15 and 20 programs. And when I say research, I'm really being facetious. Generally, this research lasts for somewhere between 30 to 60 seconds. That's it. Because even at that, they're going to spend half an hour, 45 minutes of their time researching all of the programs that they have shortlisted. So your window of opportunity to make an impression, assuming that you even get on the short list, is 30 to 60 seconds. What this means is that they're going to take a quick look at your website. They'll possibly look at your Instagram feed or your Facebook feed. They're possibly going to look at your LinkedIn profile. That's it. And just based on that first impression, they are going to eliminate at least half of the programs from their list. So they'll go from about 15 to 20 programs to somewhere between 7 and 10 programs. The next step in the elimination round is going to be your reviews and referrals. Amazon has done an amazing job of training us that even if we are spending $10 on something, we want to find out what others' experience was with that product. With childcare, even with a single child, at the two, three, four, $500 a week that programs are charging across the country, this can be somewhere between 100 to 200 to $300,000 spent over the lifetime of that family being a customer of yours. If you feel that they are not going to read your reviews, you are sadly mistaken. So families will then look at the 7 to 10 programs that they are still considering and look at the reviews about those programs. And again, whether we like reviews or not ourselves, based on what you see online about your program, they are again going to eliminate half of the programs on the list. So now the family is going to be down to about 3 to 5 programs that they are seriously considering. And this is the first time that you would get a clue that someone is considering your program. This is when either they will reach out to you through your phone system, which is unlikely, or more likely through your website, maybe some kind of a chat, some kind of a message, or some kind of a callback request. And then hopefully the parent shows up for the parent tour, and then you are able to convince them that this is the right program for their kiddo. That's the life cycle of how the family goes about the process of selecting a childcare program for their child. You would also notice under each of those stages, I have also listed some technologies that you, as childcare programs, can use to increase the chances that you will be selected or successful at that stage. So, for example, when the parent is doing their initial search, the technologies that can help you get on that first 15 to 20 list are going to be things like Google Ads, Facebook ads, and something called search engine optimization. I'm not going to get into too much detail about that because it is a technical topic, and also it is not something you can do, and it is expensive. But just be aware that search engine optimization technology can help you improve your ratings by Google. Then when you get to your the research stage, the parent is generally looking at your website, your Facebook page, Instagram, and possibly your LinkedIn. So there are strategies for each of these that we'll try to touch upon today. When we get to the reviews, it's probably going to be Google reviews that the parent is going to be focusing on. And when the parent does show up, some of the things that can help you are going to be offering some kind of a mobile communication platform like My Kids Stay, which can be the difference maker in you winning that family over. So over the next half an hour or so, we'll try to blaze through all of these technologies at a very, very high level. So starting with online advertising. There are primarily two online advertising platforms, Google, and their platform is called Google AdWords, and then Facebook, which is really Facebook and Instagram. And for those of you who may not know this, Facebook and Instagram are basically owned by the same company called Meta. The good news is both of them are very effective if used correctly, but unfortunately, they also do get very expensive very fast. They both allow you to do your segmentation. So if you are looking for specific traits, like for example, if you're looking for relocating families, you can put in keywords which would be attractive to a relocating family, so you can target those free agent parents very, very effectively. But the bottom line is you would probably need both. Facebook ads create awareness, brand awareness about your existence. So you would typically run Facebook ads all year long so that people can become aware of your existence. But then when the family is ready to sign up for childcare, that's where Google Ads is going to help you at what is generally referred to as the point of sale, which is really when the parent is ready to say, okay, I now am looking for childcare program to visit. That's the point of sale, and that's where Google Ads excels. One major difference between the two is that Google Ads is every time someone clicks on your ad, you pay for that, versus on Facebook, every time your ad gets displayed, um, there is a charge for that. Another difference is that on Google, the ad is mostly text, 3 or 4 lines of text, versus on Facebook, where it is primarily visual, a picture, your logo, etc., with some text above, some text below. But bottom line is having both of those is going to be very helpful for you to increase your enrollment. And unfortunately, this is probably the most expensive part of your marketing spend. So now that you've created awareness about your program by using Facebook ads, and then when the parent was ready to look for childcare programs, they found you through the Google ads. The next step is that the parent will start reviewing your website, your Facebook page, possibly your Instagram feed, and your LinkedIn profile. So let's look at that technology stack, starting with the website. If you do nothing else coming out of this session, the one thing I absolutely want you to do, open your program's website on your phone, because that is how the parent is going to get the first impression about your program. If you can't read your content on your phone, neither can the parent. And again, the parent is coming to your website not to fall in love with you, but to eliminate half of the programs on their list. So if you make it so difficult for them to read information about you on your website, if you don't have any kind of a register for parent tour, your phone numbers, basic information that the parent is looking for in the first 30 to 60 seconds, then you are going to get eliminated from this search very, very quickly. So please, please, please look at your own website on your phone and make sure that it conveys the most important information right away on on the very top to somebody who's just quickly glancing at your website on their phone. Some technical words here. The first is responsive, and all it really means is that depending on whether you open your website on a big computer, a small computer, tablet, or the phone, the website reformulates itself in response to the amount of real estate or the screen size that is available to it. Also, some screens might be horizontal or landscape, others might be vertical or portrait. The website should be able to readjust itself based on the screen size and orientation. That is the most important thing about your website. If it can't do that, you probably lost the battle already here. The other thing is the family is only going to spend 30, 40, 50 seconds on your website. Give them all the information they need very, very quickly. And honestly, the best way to do that is through a parent testimonial video that you can post there so that the parent can get all the information that they need right there, provided by a third party. Also, it should be a one-page format because again, parent is looking at it on their phone. So if you can minimize the amount of clicking and scrolling and all of that stuff that the parent needs to do to work your website and to fill out a contact us form, the more likely that they'll actually fill out that contact us form to request a parent tour. If you're building a new website, ask the website developer to make sure that it has this thing called SEO or search engine optimization incorporated into your website. Unfortunately, this is very expensive. And even if you do it today, because because the Google engines change on a regular basis and your competitors are also updating SEO, unfortunately, you would probably end up doing this on a regular basis. So it's sort of an expensive battle to get into. But if you are building a brand new website, at least for the first go around, you should ask the developer to incorporate SEO or search engine optimization in your website. Okay, Facebook and Instagram. Remember, these are both the same company. Honestly, it's really targeting based on age. Both of them are must-haves. The important thing here is to make sure that you're using the business version of Facebook rather than a personal version. And an easy way to figure out whether you're using the business version versus the personal version is if I ask you, what is your Facebook page, and you can't answer the question, chances are you're using the personal version. The very first feature you get when you do the business version is you get your own customized or vanity URL. So what that means is you've probably seen businesses say facebook.com/my business name. If they're doing that, they're using the business version. If your Facebook page looks like facebook.com/123xyzabc, chances are you're using personal version. Now, the good thing is Facebook understands that you may have started your Facebook page as a personal page. It gives you the ability to convert that into a business page. So please, 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 this is the second must do for you. If you are using the personal version of Facebook, please convert to a business version. And then the third must do for you is make sure that your Facebook and your Instagram accounts are integrated. What this means is from a single portal, you will be able to launch ads on Facebook and on Instagram or both. So you can say, I want to launch this ad only on Facebook versus this ad only on Instagram or this ad on both of them. Similarly, when you just post content, you will be able to post the content on both Instagram and on Facebook. So please make sure that you do this. And again, all three tips I gave you, the most important tips. One, check your own website on your phone. Second, make sure you're using the business version of Facebook. And third, make sure your Instagram and Facebook are integrated. All of those are free. Please do those tomorrow. Advertising on Facebook and Instagram can be done in a couple of different ways. The first one, and probably the most easy one, is you just post a picture like you do on Instagram or Facebook, and then you boost the picture. And what this means is that you are essentially saying, instead of just showing this picture or this post to my friends and family, I want to show it to other people who are unaffiliated with my page. And that's called boost. And so you say, I'm willing to spend $1, $2, $3 a day for the next 2 days, 5 days, a week, month, forever. And Instagram will be, or Facebook will be happy to take your money and show it to as many people as you want. The second way to do this is you can create ads and then launch them with much more restrictions on who you want to show the ad to, what day, what time. I only want to show this ad on Monday mornings from 7 to 10, all of those kinds of things. So the more fancy you get, the more bang for the buck you will get, but it also gets more technical. So if you're just starting off in the world of Instagram and Facebook advertising, my recommendation would be to just boost. The other thing to note is that Instagram and Facebook are amazing for marketing, but they're terrible for parent communication. In fact, to the point where, again, a parent is looking at your Facebook and Instagram feed to decide who not to consider for their child. If you are posting pictures of the children in your care and kind of like, those kinds of things, that might actually be a turnoff for the parent, and they may eliminate you from their search. I totally understand you would say, well, but we have consent from the parent. We got the parents' permission to post pictures on Facebook, etc. I totally get it. And when that family signs up with you or somebody else, they will provide their consent as well. However, right now they are in the process of eliminating programs from their list, and not having pictures of kids from your program is going to make you more attractive to the family. Okay, LinkedIn. For those of you who may not be very familiar with LinkedIn, LinkedIn is essentially like Facebook, but from a professional or business perspective. It's a two-step process. First, you would join LinkedIn as a business. This would allow you to manage your brand. So you can put your logo, provide information about your company, provide links to your website, etc. This is very, very, very popular with college educated and typically private pay customers. So if your customer base is more private pay and college educated parents, this is extremely important for you. Once you have your business on Facebook, on LinkedIn, then you would create your own personal profile, and then you would link your personal profile with your business profile. So you would say, I am now the director, owner, whatever, of this childcare program that I just created. But then you would also go backwards in time and say, okay, but before that, I used to work at this childcare program as a teacher or assistant director, whatever the case may be. And then all the way back to your college education. So you would say, I did my undergrad or my bachelor's or my master's or my associate's degree, whatever, at this university. So all the way back to your associates or to your college, from college all the way to your current. Everything will be, so think of it almost like a online resume. But at each step, you will be linking your personal profile with the institutions and organizations that you have been associated with. For private pay customers, this is extremely private pay customer for programs who primarily rely on private pay customers or college educated customers. This is a must have. If your customer base is more subsidy, etc., then this may not be very relevant to you. The main thing about LinkedIn is that it allows you to convert your professional relationships into opportunities for you and for your business. Okay. So we got through that process, and congratulations, you are still under consideration. So now you are in the top 7 to 10 programs that this family is considering. Great. The next step is the reviews stage. So this is where the family is going to see what others are saying about your program. A lot of programs try to avoid looking at reviews about their program, especially if they find negative reviews about their program. And I would say that is extremely harmful to you. Having reviews and staying on top of reviews is extremely, excessively important to your long term success. So I would strongly urge you to monitor your reviews on a regular basis. You can actually set it up so that every time a review is posted about you on Google, you get an email notification that somebody posted something about your business. A good strategy for handling reviews is acknowledge, respond, and clarify. So, what does that mean? Every time a review is posted about your business, you have to acknowledge it, whether it's good review or a bad review, whether you agree with the review or not. You always have to acknowledge the review, and you always have to provide some kind of a response to the review. That is a must. Whether it's positive or negative, you have to acknowledge that somebody took the time out to say something about your business, and you have to provide some kind of a response to the review. If it was a positive 5-star rating, all your response is probably going to be, "Thank you very much for this feedback. We loved having, whatever the kid's name is, with our program," whatever it is. But it could be very, very simple. This, however, becomes very, very critical if the review about the program is negative. That's generally when a lot of childcare programs that I have worked with just adopt the, head in the sand attitude and just try to avoid looking at negative reviews. Again, the review could be negative. It could be totally false. It could be from a disgruntled ex-employee. It could be from a customer, from an ex-customer, whatever it is. If there is a negative review and you're not responding to it, you are hurting your business. Understand that. You have to clarify what happened in that situation and why it would never happen to my child. Because if there is any risk that something bad will happen to my child, I'm not taking my child to your program. Bottom line. Okay, so let's look at this review. This is a real review about a customer in North Billerica. I'll give you a couple of minutes to read it. It's a 1-star review. And it is bad. Are you absolutely sure there isn't a review like this about your program out there? Because if you have not looked, you cannot be sure. So this would be your homework number 4. Check Yelp and Google reviews about your program and make sure that there is nothing negative about you. If there is, absolutely respond to it. And then make sure you respond to all the positive reviews. Respond to the negative reviews first and then respond to the positive reviews, because by doing this, the negative review would continue to go down and the positive reviews, whatever you respond last, is going to be at the top, right? And so as soon as possible, respond to the negative and then respond to all the positive, all the positive, all the positive, so that from a sequencing perspective, your positive reviews would be at the top, the negative reviews would be at the bottom. So if response like this, if a review like this was posted about your program, how would you deal with it? Think about it in your head. And then we are going to look at how this childcare program and their owner, Miss Melissa, responded to this. Okay. quickly read through the response, and then let's try to find the three steps that we talked about: acknowledge, respond, and clarify. Acknowledge is just saying, hey, all everything else aside, thank you for posting this review. And we are very sorry that Jensen, in this case, the child, had a bad experience. At the end of the day, this is all about the child, right? So, as a business owner, I'm sorry that this happened. That's it. That's the very first thing. That's the acknowledge part of it. Then, very, very factually, she responds to all the different things that the child, that the parent had posted about this program. They talked about how there was poor communication between the care provider and the staff and the parents. Like, no, these are all the different things we do to make sure that there is good communication between the care provider and the parent. And then she clarifies further to say, hey, if communication was the main issue, why didn't you communicate your concerns to us? So, kind of pushes back on the parent. Now, all of that said, this family is gone. The business has lost this family. However, if I were, as a parent, reading this review, this negative review about your business, I would never be bringing my child to your program. But after reading this response, at least there's a possibility that I might still consider you amongst the childcare programs I consider for my child. That's the impact of responding to negative reviews. And again, if this is the first time you're doing this, make sure you respond to the negative reviews first and then move on to the positive reviews. So that from a timing perspective, the negative review would become kind of like the oldest review. Maybe you respond to the negative review today and then wait a couple of days and then respond to the positive reviews. So there would be a time difference as well on what is the most relevant or the most recent reviews. Hopefully, after all of this, the parent requested a parent tour and they actually show up. I love this picture. Okay. Why? Because it reminds me every single day that paper as a communication medium with this generation has been an utter failure. Let me ask you a very simple question. Chances are, either in your personal life or in your professional life, you have a young adult, 16, 18, 20, 21-year-old kid, right? If you wanted that young adult to pick up a gallon of milk for you, and there were three ways you could communicate that request to them. You could write it out on a piece of paper and leave it in your kitchen or in your office. Number two, you could call them. Or number three, you could text them. Which one is going to get you that gallon of milk? And everybody would like, yeah, of course, we know what the answer is, right? It's not a trick question, right? Yes, it's not a trick question. If you write that on a piece of paper, chances are 3 months from now, you will find that piece of paper still unread without a gallon of milk, right? But if we know that paper is not going to get us the results, why do we keep shoving paper in front of all these young parents who are already overwhelmed with, dealing with their children and getting back to work and all that kind of fun stuff? So if you were to ask the parents in your own program, how do they want communication to happen? This is what they're going to tell you. They want one source of truth. And some of you would be like, what are they saying? So let me give you another example. As I mentioned, I have two daughters, right? And so it's 6:30 in the morning, and I'm trying to get my princess dressed for her day at the childcare program. And I am a fairly involved parent. So I remember the staff member saying, picture day is coming up. The problem is I don't remember whether that's today or tomorrow, right? So now at 6:30 in the morning, I can't call anybody, right? I'm trying to figure out whether that picture day is today because I want to make sure that my kid is dressed appropriately for that. How am I going to find that information? Was that on one of the daily sheets that I don't even bring home? Is it on one of the newsletters, which is probably stuck in my child's car seat, or maybe it's in her cubbyhole, or maybe in her backpack, or maybe you texted that information to my wife, or maybe you sent us an email which we never read. And if I can't get an answer to such a simple question in 30 seconds or less, then from my perspective, you as a care provider, as an educator, have failed me. I need the one source of truth where I can always go to get the information about my child's activities. And that one source of truth cannot be a piece of paper, which I can't find. It has to be on my phone. So, a lot of programs use childcare apps like My Kids Day. And the big benefit from an operational perspective is starting from the yellow hexagon at the top. Your staff will use some kind of a mobile device, a phone, a tablet, iPad, whatever, and they would send all the information to the parents in an electronic fashion. But you know what? Something magical happens. Parents actually read that information because now it's coming on their phone instead of on a piece of paper at the end of the day. This leads to enhanced communication and allows the parents that delivers that peace of mind that the parents were looking for. It generally is a huge time saver and also a money saver for childcare programs. But today's webinars focus was building enrollment. Imagine if I, as a family, as a parent, has just visited four other programs, and now I come to Miss Erica's program. And to me, all the programs sound about the same, they cost about the same. But Miss Erica says, you know what? By enrolling your child at my program, you're going to get this cool app called My Kids Day, and it's going to have all the information about your child and the picture and your child's pictures and all the information you could possibly need, including the fact that, yes, the picture day is today. You make sure you get your child dressed up appropriately, etc. Right? All else being equal, I'm signing my child up where I can get some kind of a digital information about my child. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's not even an argument. Honestly, many programs even charge like a annual technology fee to cover the cost of childcare apps. And parents love paying for that because they understand the value that these systems bring to them. So using an app like My Kids Day helps you build enrollment in the first place, but then also helps you retain the families after the fact and allows you to increase your profitability as well. So for those of you who may have joined later, just a quick recap. My Kids Day is a premier provider of parent communication, attendance tracking, financial management, and center management system for early care and preschools, available on all different platforms, about 55,000 users on a daily basis. And the simple goal is to enhance communication and to really help you manage your business as a business. Be that one source of truth that the parents are looking for. Enable the parents to access all of their kids' information with a simple click on their mobile device, and to allow you to put a smile on the parent's face and to provide that peace of mind that the parents are looking for. Again, this is the director's dashboard that you would get as part of the service. Here are some of the financial management modules. So you can do your create your billing plans, send invoices to parents. Um, you can track and process payments using credit cards, ACH, Zelle, Venmo, whatever you choose. Track expenses. So come tax time, you can give a list to your tax accountant and say, hey, I spent all this money running my business, make sure it gets deducted so I can get the biggest refund possible. And then, of course, run all kinds of reports. You can do your daily sheets, lesson planning, check children's portfolios, send and receive messages, track attendance, access kids information, and access the director's dashboard. This is kind of what the parent side looks like. So the parents get their own app called My Kids Day Parent, and they can check all the information about their child. They can create a memory journal, and hopefully that gives you the leg up on your competition to be able to sign the family up with your program. So, as a recap, we learned how to market your program using social media and other technology platforms like Facebook, Instagram. We learned the basics of online advertising. We learned how to manage reviews. We understood the importance of websites and also of mobile apps to build enrollment. So, with that, I just want to say thank you for listening to my experiences and anecdotes about marketing as a childcare provider. And I just want to say thank you very much. And hopefully, you learned a few things that you didn't know before and that you will be able to use in your business starting hopefully as soon as tomorrow. And again, just want to say thank you to Miss Erica for inviting me to share some of my experiences.
Thank you so much, AJ. That was really helpful. I have a few things I want to just piggyback on. So, those of you who own a childcare center, or even those who are teachers, it's great to have an app. And he just pointed out so many wonderful reasons why you need to have an app. But it's really important, again, as he's talked about that true source, that you are actually adding information into that app and using all the features in your app and making sure that if you're telling a family you're going to send out digital information on their children, that you actually do that consistently and proficiently. I think that that's really important. And AJ, I love how you took us through the four different areas of what you need to really think about, because it isn't just like, hey, I've got a website, I'm done marketing. It's what do you do after they've already hopped in. Hey, Becca. I'm just looking at the chart. We have a lot of friends on here, AJ. So we've got Sarah, Noelle, and Angela, and Cassidy, and Becca. We got a whole lot of folks here, and Coach Ray and Leanne. So thank you guys so much for hopping into my very first YouTube live. I'm very excited about that. But for those of you who are struggling with getting those seats filled up, like try some of these strategies. They're going to help you grow. And also, don't forget, as I always talk about so much, it's those little details that make a big impact. So once you have those customers, you have to keep them. You got to love on them. And like there's those 3 times a year where people are ready to jump ship, and we're getting ready for one of those cycles. So you don't want to lose the valuable customers you have now. So as you start gearing up for the end of the school year, make sure you're on point. Make sure you have, if you're a program that your kids graduate at 5 years old, make sure you have a place for them to go, because if not, you're done. You're done with that customer, and that stinks because you put so much effort in getting that customer and nurturing that customer. So these are some great things to think about and help you stay afloat during this very crazy time in early childhood. So that's it for today. Again, AJ's information is here on the screen. We're going to leave this live up on our channel so that you can check it out anytime you want. And for those of the rest of you, we will see you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Child Care Director's Chair. Perfect.